this week's topic train discussion, we're going to discuss how to overcome the fear of starting your own business, investing, or buying your first home. To start our discussion, I want you to first reflect on any fears that you've experienced at some point in your life. Think about these following questions. What did you do to overcome one of your fears? Who did you talk to about them? How long did it take you to overcome them? And finally, how did you feel when you were able to finally conquer your fears? After you've taken time to think of those 4 questions, now answer this question. What fears do you have with making the first step to either investing, buying a home, or starting your own business? So let's apply your reflection questions to overcoming or conquering your fears with either investing, buying a home, or starting your own business. Number 1, identify and face your fears by writing them down on a piece of paper or capturing your thoughts in a journal or your phone. Now, whatever was on your mind is now documented, and you can start to create your solutions to your problems, which is fear and its cause. The second thing to do is to begin your research. Start your research by going online and collecting data and information. Next, reach out to someone who has experience in what you're interested in, but your fear stopped you from making the first step. You can either ask your friends, family, co-workers, or even utilizing your social media platforms to connecting with experienced individuals or joining one of the groups. The third is to create a plan with solutions, action steps, and goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and have deadlines attached to them. The fourth thing is, now that you have your plan, it's time to execute. Give 100% effort in completing each task by the realistic deadline that you set for yourself, and reflect on what went well and what it didn't go as planned. The fifth thing to do is, after you've evaluated your execution, improve your strategies by gathering more information, learning from your mistakes, and making another effort with your task. And the last thing to do is to continue this process of researching, planning, executing, and reflecting until you have finally attained your goals by overcoming your fears.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. So we'll take this one first. Let's take a shot at this. Flip, that was well said, man. Feel
thank
that
you.
for sure. Feel that for sure, man. Yeah. So I think that a lot of the fear comes from the unknown, right? Just not knowing could stir up enough fear to make you feel paralyzed, especially when we're talking about investing and the financial world and all that stuff. It's scary. If you don't know, it's very scary, and it's a grown person's game to get into if you don't know much. So I think a lot of the fear, or the initial fear in people, is from just not knowing and just being a person that is just not knowledgeable about something like this. So in my opinion, I feel that in order to get over the fear, in order to feel more comfortable in getting into something like this, is that you have to educate yourself first. That was something that I did early on back in 2018, and I can't thank myself enough for doing what I did. Taking those few months out and just being serious about my education and just consuming as much information as I could, it changed my life, man. It really did. I'm not even joking. It changed my life, the way that I look at things, and it made me feel comfortable with getting into all the things that I was getting into. So, just if you're a person that you feel a little bit uncomfortable and you're scared of investing, or just scared of taking your money situation to the next level, I would definitely advise you to take time and educate yourself first. Create that base of knowledge, and then if you get to the point where you feel comfortable enough, then you could take action, just like Flip said, right? But you can't take that action if you are too scared to, or you can't take that action if you are just, you keep telling yourself, I can't do it. I don't know about this stuff. I can't do it. If especially in today's world, man. In today's world, there is so much resources out there. It's almost like there's no excuse. For someone not to succeed, you are the person that holds yourself back. So, and that has come to the limelight now with so much resources out there. So if someone chooses, or someone doesn't find themselves to be as successful as they could be, most of the time it's because they held themselves back. And a lot of it comes from fear, and fear of failure, fear of just fear in itself, right? So, your life becomes what you make of it. And if you're going to let fear hold yourself back from the potentials of opportunity out there that could be limitless, then that's something you got to work on. But I think that knowledge is key, man. Knowledge is what will allow you to take that action. So don't be afraid to get out there and get yourself some knowledge, and take the time out. And let's talk about the fear of risk too. I think a lot of people are afraid of taking risk because risk is scary, right? Investing your money is scary for people because it involves risk. It's a lot easier just to put your money underneath your mattress or in the bank and say, it's safe there, right? But without risk, there's no reward. So I think that, if once you get to the point where you're understanding how money works and you're understanding the financial world and the money flow of money in and money out and all those things and actually how finance works, then, you'll understand that the biggest risk of it all is not doing anything. That is the biggest risk of it all, not investing at all. You're putting yourself at risk, and you're not only yourself, but you're putting the people around you at risk if you don't take care of your money. So in my opinion, that's key. And building that base of knowledge, it changed all the dynamics of what I'm doing, and I don't think that I'd be in the position that I am now, which I'm not anywhere where I'm striving to be yet, but I will be. But I wouldn't make it to this small part of my life without that base of knowledge. So that's definitely what I would say about that.
Love it, man.
Yeah. That's a good point, man. I mean, about risk, because people go out there, right? They'll buy a lotto ticket or whatever, a scratch off, right? And it's like it's a waste of money, but they won't even think about buying a stock or whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes no sense. Like, you're wasting your money.
Exactly, man.
I don't understand it, man. I don't really understand.
That's the risk. That's the risk.
Yeah, that's the risk, right? So yeah, I'm gonna talk about how I overcame my fear of investing, but honestly, I don't even think I would call it fear, right? So, I'm a very analytical person, so that's exactly how I went about deciding on whether I should invest or not. First, I did the math. I make X amount of dollars a year, so if I work from now until, let's say, 62, I'm gonna make this much money, right? So how much money can I realistically save out of my wages, right? And don't forget that Uncle Sam gets his 25 to 30%, right?
Yes,
so
every year he does.
That didn't sound like a good plan right there. So that's 1 point for investing to me, right? Then I looked at people I know, older people than me, and most of the ones that aren't involved with the market or are fearful of the market. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're living paycheck to paycheck, but I also wouldn't say that they're living comfortably without money stress or being financially free. So meanwhile, the ones that are in the market, they have a pretty impressive net worth. So that's another point for investing. Then I looked at, would I be the exception? Am I going to be the one that puts their money to work for them, and then the market is going to tank and go to zero right after? Well, I looked at history.
I doubt it, bro.
I looked at the history of the stock market, and the market has never gone to zero. I mean, they never, and you could research anywhere. I've never seen it go to zero. So,
Yeah.
so it's had some pretty big drawdowns, but it has always recovered. I mean, it doesn't mean it will always happen, but I'm a math guy, so I'm always going to go with a higher probability. Yet another point for investing. And lastly, I got educated, like Nick said. If all these wealthy people are in the stock market, then it can't be that risky. I mean, unless they're like doing inside trading or something. And I'm sure a lot of them are, right? But I mean, if they all say that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, I mean, and actually that's an Albert Einstein quote. But there are plenty of calculators that prove this to be true, right? So then I have no choice but to invest. And I will say that I have more fear of having to go to work for the rest of my life than of losing some money that I invested, right?
There you go. There you go.
So I don't think a quote unquote normal person can become financially free without investing. So the choice is pretty easy for me. I'm going to continue to invest and see where it takes me and my family, man. So I'm not going to have any fear. I'm just going to keep doing it. I mean, I haven't bought a property yet. I mean, that's next, but I don't think I'm going to go with it fearfully. I'm going to, go in and analytically, like I do everything. this how much I can afford, this how much it's gonna cost, you know. I'm not gonna be scared of it. I'm gonna go into it, right? So that's what we're gonna do, man.
Bro, I mean, everything is scary, man. Like, let's be honest. Like, investing, even if like guys like me and you, like we're you know, we've been in it a few years, and bro, it's still every day. It's, you know, you got money on the line, and you're playing the game, and it's not a bank account. You know, balances go up and down, bro. Like, that's how it goes. So this is not a, you know, it's not a walk in the park. It is stressful. Things go up and down, and investing is scary, bro. Investing in real estate is scary, man. Let's be honest. Like,
starting your own business is scary. I mean,
yeah, like having a mortgage, bro. Having a mortgage is scary. You go to bed at night and you owe the bank hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know,
that's some leverage right there, man.
and if you're
like,
late
you
with
know,
that payment, it's over.
Yeah, but
Besides
you know,
building the credit to get that mortgage too. So
you know what I'm saying.
that's another
So,
topic.
you know, it's all about managing it. It's all about, you know, just understanding that this is like we said before, the biggest risk is not doing it, you know, and waiting until 65 to retire and having nothing. So, you know, that's the risk. So I'll take a little bit of up and down, a little bit of volatility, and I'll be okay with it because I'm doing it, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the name of the game, bro.
Yeah, I know people that have had, you know, bad experiences earlier on in their life, like 20 years ago, let's say, and that's it. They're never going back in the market because of that one experience, right? Because they lost their money. It's like, but I mean, that was trading. That wasn't investing. That's what people also got to remember. Like, you can't trade and invest the same. It's different.
That's right.
Exactly.
Trading,
That's right.
you got to remember, when you're trading, you can lose it all, bro. You can
That's
lose it
right.
all and fast. When you're investing, it's very hard to lose it all, man.
Right.
Unless you're investing like in what was that, Bed Bath and Beyond or some shit. Like, you know, that's you saw you saw that shit this week,
Bro.
that shit was
ridiculous.
That shit went from like 10 to 30 the other day, and I was back to 10. It's like, come on, bro. Like, you got to get off that meme stock shit. Even crypto this week. Crypto was hot.
I know.
And then
I know, bro.
I just checked earlier before we started recording. I mean, it's not, man. It's not again, bro.
It's not.
Dogecoin was like
Doge.
over 8 cents, and now it's back under 7. So I'm
Yes.
like, just like that, it lost what was that? 8% or whatever, or 12% of their value. It's just like that in a snap. So I mean, you gotta like do your research. You know, invest in proper things that are proven. They have a proven track record.
Exactly.
Because, you know, it's scary.
But don't let risk shake you out of the game, right? Don't let that have you to the point where you're not playing the game. Then.
And you have to differentiate, you know, what
Exactly.
real risk is and what's not real risk. Like we were talking about before. I mean, if you invested $1 in Apple, it's $200,000 now, right? When Apple first started, $1 is $200. Imagine all the people that did that,
Right.
you know?
Bro.
You look at it now, you're like, that's not risky. But yeah, people back then, it was a risk if it was a new company, right?
Yeah,
But-
right, exactly. Yeah. But
So
you think of it now like investing in Apple? What are you kidding me? That's
Yeah.
risky? You kidding me right now?
Who didn't? Like, you're an idiot if you didn't invest
Right.
in that. But it was risky. Like, Apple wasn't what it is today. Obviously, it's like the best company in the world or whatever. So yeah, man. I mean, it's tough, but I think you have to do it. You can't not do it. It's like you said, we have to buy a home, right? You have to buy, like we said last week, you have to invest in real estate because that's the biggest wealth building tool that we have, right?
Exactly.
You have to. You have to get in it. You have to, because everybody that's wealthy, they're in these vehicles, man. They're in the stock market. They're in real estate. They're in businesses. They all started business. Look at Jeff Bezos, right?
Exactly.
He started a business. What is he now? He's like almost a trillionaire probably, or some shit. Like, you know, so it's
Forget it.
you have to take the risk, man.
You have to, bro. Like, you know, there's only so many ways that you can build wealth and, you know, and get rich in America. It's either you own a business, you invest in business, i.e. the stock market, right? Or you own real estate. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all you got.
Those are the only, like, you know, proven ways to do it. Not hitting the lottery. You know what I'm saying?
Or, you know, I guess crypto, you can add crypto. I guess that's the stock market, right? But
Yeah.
you could add crypto to that too. But those are the ways, man. That's it. That's what game you want to play.
Like
So if you decide to not play any of those games, then you got nothing.
yeah,
You got nothing, man.
right now, I was looking at my online savings account. Is that the yield right now annually is 1.65. So I mean, if you're happy with 1.65, percent on your money yearly, I mean, I guess you're gonna be working till you die. You know what I'm saying?
That can't be your game with 9% inflation, right?
Exactly. I mean,
That
oh
can't
wait,
be your game.
it went down to 8.5.
Oh yeah,
man,
my
so
fault. 8.5, 8.5. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, and you know, you heard what the Fed said. They don't care if they cause a recession. They're gonna tame this inflation. So you better
Yep.
you better put your big boy pants on, people, because there's still some volatility coming.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, with that being said, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, that's the
Fear-
best way to say it.
Fear is an emotion. So how do you overcome fear? With logic. And what did we mention, throughout this whole topic discussion? Be logical by doing your research, analyzing the data that you collected, and just creating an action plan, just sticking to it, giving it your all, and just never giving up, and just learning from your mistakes. So with that being said, thank you all for joining us today. This concludes our show. Tune in next week to see what the stock market looks like and for our next topic discussion. Have a great week, all.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming by and listening to us and all the support and follows and everything. We appreciate it. We're going to continue to bring it to you guys. So looking forward to seeing everybody next week. Peace.
And tune in to see if I have another baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if we got a baby in the
I've been
picture,
waiting for
let's
that.
go. Let's go.
Let's see what happens. And I mean, let's hope for a little bit more red in the stock market, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a long-term bull, but we need this thing to cool off so it can fucking launch, right? Let's go, man. Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Peace out.